I know you're a Jeffery Xiong fan.
Man, you just read my mind.
Is that exactly what you were thinking? Go Jeffery?
Yes, yeah. Nope.
Well, you probably are going to receive some backlash because Jeffery Xiong, as we will go over there, he is playing against Vidit Gujrathi. So the many Vidit fans, I'm sure, in the chat right now, welcome everybody. And we had what looks to my eyes like a London system, but a London system that's been turned on its head because this is not how I normally see these games develop.
Yeah, I've never seen that position, but it looks like both sides are playing very reasonably.
Yeah, right. The initial development of the pieces, queen b6, just trying to be a bit more aggressive against d4 and b2 pawns. And rook b1 says you're attacking nothing. But queen takes c5, and bishop d3. Ben, I feel like this is the way players go for the London these days. They don't mind this double pawn on f4 and f2 because they say that I have great control over the center of the board, even if my pawns are stacked.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like if you trade on f4, it reminds me of a lot of these Slav positions, except, white has the Slav position with what, and he's up like 2 or 3 tempi from, assuming he was playing the Slav with black. Black loses a tempo because he's black, and he's moved his queen a few times, and white has a big lead in development, control of e5. It's hard to believe white has an advantage, but I mean, I'm guessing this is probably prep.
Yeah, and I would say one big thing that leaves white slightly better is the quality of the bishops. Right? This bishop on d3 is a very strong piece. The bishop on c8, not clear where that's going to go. Oftentimes you just want to trade it for the superior bishop, and if you trade on a square like a6, then white gets an even better grasp of the central squares e5 and d4. So I agree with you, Ben. I'm not really seeing the biggest early stage advantage for white, but I think that it just becomes more difficult for black to come up with a plan, and that's what Jeffery likely is relying on.
Yep.
I'm just going to bop around various games, Ben.
Let's see Jeffrey's game. I haven't seen it. Jeffrey.
Okay.
I'm not rooting for anybody, but
But go Jeffrey.
I mean, Vidit. That's what I meant.
Vidit looks perfectly okay with the black pieces here. The queen went to h5, so that's...
What did an H?
A little off the beaten path, but it's fine over here. Can't get trapped. And there are some issues for white to deal with on this diagonal, potentially. It looks completely fine for black.
Right. Yeah, this looks pretty equalish.
I don't even know what white should do here.
I was thinking bishop e2. Am I blundering something? I like to blunder, so that's my specialty. You got to be good at something.
And one thing, though, that could... Nice.
Yeah, it looks like white's the one that has to, in the actual position, who has to keep the equality. Black seems pretty happy.
I'm trying to think if there's any...
That's nothing to sneeze at.
Bless you.
I mean... Jeffrey's trying to figure out how to trap that queen since it doesn't have a lot of squares, but I don't see how that's happening.
No.
The queen doesn't have a lot of places to go to, but I think it's perfectly fine on h5.
Agreed.
Yeah, and Vidit seems pretty happy the way he's hanging around there.
Yep, he should be happy with the black pieces. No real risk at the moment. I guess one move that we have to consider is knight d6. Just the knight is tactically defended because if you take...
I'm too old for that move. Yeah.
And if you take on d3, then I think there's rook takes d3, and you can double. So the 96 can be annoying.
Yeah, like in an equal way. Like white's equalized. No.
That's true.
Yeah. But okay, if I double rooks on the d file, my knight stays on d6 forever. White could claim to be better.
But I don't think that Vidit really...
I mean, Jeffrey doesn't look super happy.
He shouldn't be. And he's trying to work his way through this position. But probably just fine for Vidit. He'll be happy to continue this position. So let's go around the horn a bit just to check out some of these games. Vidit and Jeffery Xiong. Somehow Jeffery has like the best position ever.
Yeah, I refuse to ever play Jeffery again. Go back to Jeffery because Jeffery was looking good.
Okay, I have Jeffery.
We were both surprised because it looked like Vidit had no problem.
It did seem that way, and now it seems
that pawn on a6 is good. The back rank checkmate is good. This is tough to play black. Black has 20 seconds left. What move number is it?
It's 37.
Yeah, it's hard for black to ever play queen e5.
Wait, can white play queen d2 now, hitting the rook and hitting the h6 pawn?
Hitting the rook and the h6 pawn. I'm trying to find a move for black. I don't have one, but the engine doesn't say +8. But
no, it doesn't.
I don't see a move for black there. That one's tough.
I don't know, and I'm not sure if Vidit knows either. And I'm not sure if
I don't see any move, but wouldn't the engine thing go all the way to the top if that just won instantly?
So there's,
I don't see any move.
I have no idea, but we are.
Well, if he plays queen d2, we'll find out.
Oh, he did.
He did? Okay, good. Now we'll find out. Now we'll find the great move for black that none of us see. Yeah, the engine says black's fine.
Yeah, and the players are really.
I don't see. I don't know.
Rook somewhere. You have to move the rook off the b file, I assume. Yeah, 15 seconds left for Vidit. If this is right.
I don't know what to do. I guess he's going to show us.
Or he'll just lose on time.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to have black here and have to move in seconds.
So rook c4 played, and if queen takes h6, there might be rook c1 check for like queen takes e5 check, something like that.
Uh-huh. That defends b8 too, so that's good. Yeah, and if you play rook b8 check now, king g7. Yeah.
So queen takes h6.
I can't play queen f4 because knight e2 check.
Actually, queen h6 might even run to knight e2 as well. There's some checkmates that black is trying to make work. Oh, both players could lose this before the time control. It's move 39, about to be white.
Oh man, he has less than a minute. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what to do here?
Rook c4 might have been the only move.
And it looks scary.
No, I agree, because e5 is hanging.
You can't even defend e5.
Jeffrey must have moved because he's writing something down.
Okay, bishop takes g6.
I saw that move, but I didn't like it. I didn't think that worked.
So pawn g6, queen h6.
I thought he could just check and take on e5 with check, but maybe he plays f4 and I'm wrong.
Yeah, that might leave the rook.
Yeah, I think I'm just wrong. f4 and wins. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So bishop g6. Oh, what? Oh, nope.
He took on g6.
I don't know what happened there, but the eval bar went all the way down in black's favor for a second. Rook c1 check. King h2. No, it just saw a ghost.
Yeah, it's too hard for the engine. Yeah.
I was like, what did he miss? Okay, so...
And so both players have made 40 or no?
No, that was move 39. This is the last move. The final move of time control. I think Jeffrey has to be relying on queen h6. But then rook c1 check. Wait, this looks bad for white. I would throw on rook b8 check just to make my last move, but Ben, this is not what you wanted if you were...
No. What happens on queen h6?
Rook c1?
Well, maybe not rook c1, maybe knight e2. But okay, rook c1, king h2.
I was going to go knight f3 check, but I don't know.
Right, then I have to play king g3. He played queen h6.
Oh, this move...
Or I don't know if he played it. I think he did.
He did, and I think this move order is even better. What if I just take on e5?
I was going to play f4.
Then knight f3 check.
Can I play king g3 or I can't?
And then queen e1 and...
Wow.
Yeah, your king is not very happy.
Well, Vidit's going to win then. Wow. Both sides getting checkmated.
It looks like Vidit's going to take this one with black.
So if I play...
Oh, look at that fate. Oh, that is...
If I play king g4, there's knight h2 and rook c5. I don't know.
There's also knight e5. I mean, I can just probably mate you this way.
Knight e5. King g5?
you sound... wow.
I'm good friends with Nigel. Yeah.
Wait. Oh my gosh. So if I go here, you just...
Yeah. Me and Nigel are like that.
Yeah, but can I just check you here and just... Queen?
I wanted to move my king up. Like, I wanted king takes g6 and I mate you, but obviously every move wins for black. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you take here, I don't think you have a perpetual. The king will just run away.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. Presumably.
No, there's no perpetual here.
Oh my gosh. Well, this was, or is still a wild...
So after king h2, Vidit just walked away because I guess it's bathroom time.
It's bathroom time. Well, the players are going to take a break. We also will do the same as the players that approach time control.
Jeffrey's going to lose.
He is.
I mean, he's going to that line we were looking at. That line's winning for black. Yeah, finally, Vidit came back probably from the bathroom, played queen takes e5 check, and now he's very happy. I don't think he's played he did play f4, right? And I think knight f3 check, as you pointed out, just wins.
Only move, I think, because there's all these checkmates.
Right. I mean, otherwise you can get checkmated yourself. Yeah.
So
yeah, he's forced to win. He has to play knight f3 instead of lose.
So knight f3, if you take queen to e2, king g3, rook g1, king h4, and that's just mate. So
yeah, I mean, black can mess this up, but he probably won't.
No, Vidit is a great calculator, and knight f3, check, king g4, knight e5, king here. Well, you have to be certain that after knight f7, rook takes f7, that you're winning.
Yeah.
Because, like, this could seem like the king is in some pretty big.
I mean, if black does this, he's either going to win or draw. He's probably going to win, so there's no risk.
Right.
So
Vidit will just calculate this the rest of the way. He has 18 minutes, so he has time.
Vidit played knight f3 and queen e1 check, and Jeffery played king g4, as we expected. This is what's happening.
Oh, that's not what happened. Sorry, let's refresh.
Yeah, I could see on the live board, and after king g4, Vidit's thinking again.
I think he'll play knight e5 check.
Is that the only move that wins? Knight h2 might not win.
Yeah, it's just an awkward move, because if you realize the knight can't be captured on e5, it just seems to make a ton of sense. But he'll continue thinking.
This position's a lot easier to play when you have engines helping you.
Yeah, it is.
When you're playing in the World Cup and you got to figure it out, and there's no bar telling you anything, you hope your calculation's super accurate.
That's right. And I'm looking at the players' composure here.
Yeah,
Vidit's, he knows he's better. Obviously,
this is much more exciting if you don't have an engine. If you're just watching at home and you're like, "Oh my God, what's happening?"
Agreed. And I tend to watch my chess without engines, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I would take white's chances here. The king on J looks mated, and then the engine laughs at me and says, "No, it's actually just minus a million."
Right. Yeah.
Oh, look at Vidit though. He does look a little nervous.
I'd be nervous too, because if I don't win, I might lose.
That's true.
I mean, if you don't play the winning line and you don't have a check, you're going to lose. White's checkmating black also.
Yeah, he's been taking some glances at the
The
clock.
people who have the engines who are watching us, they're just like, what's the problem? The problem is they don't have engines, so they don't know that it's winning, and they might think they're losing. You got to calculate everything accurately.
Yeah,
Now, he thought this was winning because he obviously saw rook h1 was a draw, so he thought this was winning.
right.
Or he would have played rook h1 and drew.
He was looking
Just for the people at home, if he played king takes knight, he gets mated immediately. Rook to c3 and then queen g3 mate. Yeah. So he couldn't take the knight, so he had to play king g4. And Nigel's watching with bated breath. Will that king walk up the board? And
He can't have bated breath. He's commentating.
that's right.
And Vidit.
Here comes knight e5.
It looks like he's in that pose where you're dragging the knight back. Well, he hasn't made his decision yet. He's really concentrated. It's a huge moment for him. So Vidit still thinking, and
He's got a triple check.
there it is.
There's the check. King g5. Yep.
Yeah, the king went up to g5, and let's see
Wow.
how Vidit continues here.
Even though we know black is winning, it's still exciting.
Yeah. Well, one of the questions I have, because we only have the number, we don't have the moves.
Right.
Is knight f7 check the only move here? Oh, he's grabbed.
It's like he's playing it.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay, knight f7.
Yep.
Rook takes. And the fact that he's thinking here, Ben, he might have an in-between move that's not king takes.
Yeah, he could play rook c5 check, or queen g3 check looks weird. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, he's just going to take.
Yeah, he must have calculated saying there's no...
I can't believe there's a perpetual. I don't believe it.
Nah.
Yeah.
The king can just run via e8 and start running to the queen side.
No, Vidit found the right way to play, and he's going to win.
Huge game. And for Vidit, actually, something of note for him is that he's actually lost some rating points in this tournament, just because he drew his first match against Alexander Fier, the very strong Brazilian Grandmaster, not British. And then he tied 1-1 with his compatriot Adiban, but Adiban's lower rated. So he's been losing some rating points here.
Right. And Jeffrey's going to have to, when he loses this game, has to get some advice from Adiban about how to win on demand with black.
Yeah. How to channel the beast.
How did you win with black on demand? I need to know.
It's just one of these moments, Ben, where, it's more than just the tournament. For Vidit, who's been around 27-20, 27-25 for a couple of years now, like if he can first regain the points he's lost and then win the second game with the white pieces against somebody who's playing, I have to win chess, which is not always objective, he can just launch himself into an even higher rating, and that could be monumental for his career.
Even more monumental is if he wins the World Cup.
Yeah, that would be something for sure. And I'm actually going to look at the tournament tree to see where he is. And you don't want to look ahead to the next matchup, but
you got to play the match you're playing. But we can look ahead.
Yeah, we are looking. I'm looking ahead. Vidit,
we're not
Jeffery,
playing.
The winner of this match plays the winner of Durabali against Abdusattorov. So, Vidit's chances.
Vidit could win that match too. Yeah,
he would be the favorite against.
I think either one of these guys is the favorite.
Yes. Wow.
Not that the favorites ever win, but
No. There's a reason Magnus has never won this event, and Fabiano was bounced early, and Giri and Mamedyarov.
Man, the truth hurts. Yeah. Chess is tough.
It certainly is. It's about to conclude. Vidit Gujrathi taking down American superstar Jeffery Xiong, and Ben, this is maybe the end of Jeffrey's tournament. I don't want to count him out early. He's an amazing player, but losing with the white pieces. Vidit with white in game 2. I know Adiban did it, but something doesn't seem like lightning's going to strike twice.
Yeah, he just resigned. Yep. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Vidit is a huge favorite to win the match. Yeah.
Got to feel for
Jeffery. Very nice. Of all the players in the tournament, I think the best loser is Jeffery Xiong. When he loses, he's not doesn't even seem angry.
Yeah, he's a really nice person.
He's just like, I lost. That's what happened.